Howdy. So a lot of people have asked me, how do you glue stuff to the roof of your car without drilling holes in the car? Or how do you attach stuff to the roof of your car without drilling holes in the roof of the car and causing leakage? Well, here you go. I'm going to tell you how. So today I'm working with something smaller than I usually work with. As you can see there, I built a giant rocket launcher. That was on a flatbed truck. Let's see. And over here we have my trunk sculpture trailer that was built also on a flatbed. It's nothing but old steamer trunks. But today I'm working with a Prius. So rather a wimpy little car in terms of making an art car out of it. But here's how we do it. First of all, you want to get a piece of sheet metal, about a foot square. This is smaller than a foot square, but it'll do. And or you can use a license. You're going to drill a hole right in the middle of the license plate, dead center from both ends, right? And you're going to thread or just stick a bolt through it. So you take your license plate, you drilled a hole through it, you stuck a bolt through, right? Now I dealt with I compensated for the curvature of the top of the roof by getting a really long screw up here, because if I'm putting a piece of plywood up here, it's going to be high right here, right? So needed a high bolt here. If you were doing it like something like right here, it'd be a lower, smaller bolt. But out here we need a big one. So there it is. And then the next thing you're going to do, so you poke it through like that. You can see how I kind of formed this one. That's not really necessary. I pounded it out, but with a license plate, it'll work just fine. Same thing. Now, next thing you do is you take caulk, and this is 100% silicone caulk. Doesn't say it right there, but you can also get the smaller tubes, about half that size they have in the store. 100% silicone is what you want. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this out, and you're going to just cover this. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You're going to cover this real good. And you can take your finger and just smear it all around so it's completely covered. And then don't forget to put your bolt back in, right? Bolt back in and stick it down. And have it marked. You can see here I have it marked. Have it marked where you're going to put it, and then you're going to stick it down, and then you're going to put some weight on this, so that if it's sticking up like that, put some weight on it, some books or something. Hold it down while it glues. Let it glue overnight. All right. And then the next thing you're going to do, well, now you've got your foundation, and this is what holds. This is what's going to hold things on. Now, I'm not claiming that this is going to hold, an elephant, a ton of weight, but it will hold quite a bit of weight. And what happens is you have this, this creates a lot of surface tension, and that surface tension is what's going to hold it on. And you can see how I used a washer. Thank you. I used a washer, and in fact, actually, I'm going to use two washers. I'm going to put a bigger one on there too, and that way, you're less likely to pressure to just yank the bolt right out of the sheet metal. So the sheet metal is your foundation, and now I'm going to take a piece of plywood. I'm going to lay it down on there. I'm going to get a butterfly nut, and I'm going to put it on there and affix the bolt and nut. And that's what's going to hold it on. I'm going to do it in all four corners. And that'll hold down your surface. And then you can put all kinds of crap on the surface, whatever you want. And also, some people want to put just like, you could glue dolls, and you could glue trophies, and the little trophy figurines, all kinds of things you could glue on your roof without having to do this. But if you want to put something big and heavy up there, and you don't want it to fly off and kill the people behind you, you're going to want to do something like this. And this, and you could also make like a little disco or dance floor on top of your car. I don't know if I would do that on a Prius, but so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a sheet of plywood up here that I've already bolted a seat to, and someone's going to be able to sit up there in a parade, and I'm going to totally encrust around the seat with all kinds of objects, making it look like I crashed into a thrift store, and they get it all over the car. So I hope that was helpful, and happy arting. Howdy. P.S. One last thing I forgot to mention is that doing this allows me to. I'm going to be able to drive 1,000 miles all the way to Houston, Texas, for the big parade there, without having all this crap on top of the car. So I'll be able to relatively keep the MPG miles per gallon on the Prius and low wind resistance, because there's going to be nothing but those 4 bolts sticking out on top of the car. Because my platform that I'm building, I'm measuring, and it's going to be able to fit right in the back of the hatchback, in the hatchback back of the slide right into the Prius. And so I'll be able to drive all the way there with this art piece, let's call it a hat, on top of the car, but not on top of the car, in the car. And when I get to Houston, I'll be able to pull it out and with some assistance line it up to those holes and set it down and bolt it on top of the car temporarily during the parade, during the festivities. Isn't that cool? So give this a try yourself, and I release myself from all liability for anything that you attach to the top of your car that is dangerous and might harm other people. How would I do that? Let's see. What would the legal thing be? I suppose the legal language would be, do not do this at home. I am insane. Thank you. Goodbye.